Hey, it's Joe. I've got another question here. This was from Dolly Caswell. Dolly says, I live in Eagle River, Alaska, just 14 miles outside of Anchorage. I'm a retired 70-year-old widow, and I love real estate. Congratulations. I love Alaska. What a beautiful, beautiful place. I've never been up to Anchorage, though. Juneau, though, is... I did a river rafting trip on the Tatchinchini that went into the Alsek and down into the ocean. Alpha Glacier Bay. Really beautiful, beautiful place. Best salmon I ever had. Anyway, enough about my my river rafting trips. She says, I'm debt-free. I own a condo in my IRA and my own residence, and I have an apartment and several pieces of raw land. The area around Anchorage, including Eagle River and the valley, has experienced a rapid rise in real estate values. There are no bargains here. In addition, Alaska's economy relies heavily on oil for jobs which appear to be evaporating, and our state is expecting to cut jobs due to a huge budget deficit. Yeah, we're seeing oil drop from $100 a barrel down to 50, down to 30, and who knows where it's going from there. Rents are very high, so multifamily units sell quickly for a full price, and single-family homes are out of my price range. Even fixers get snapped up. I have excellent credit and some cash and have pre-qualified for loans, but I'm concerned that much as I want to buy, perhaps this is not the right time because of the high risk. My question is, am I just a real estate coward, or am I using wisdom to wait? And if I wait, what on earth am I waiting for? All right, thanks, Dolly. First of all, don't use your cash. Don't use your credit. Leave all that behind. They say you need money to make money, but my philosophy is if you can't make money with no money, you sure as hell can't make money with money. So don't spend your money. Don't spend your credit. It's too expensive. It's too high a risk. So learn how to do this with zero-down techniques first. After you do zero-down techniques, there's no reason ever to really go get a loan. There will be reasons to start using cash at some point, but because you'll have so much cash coming in from the zero-down techniques, and that's what a lot of my students do. They'll start doing these zero-down techniques, and they'll start building enough capital to, they have all they need to live on, so now they want to build their wealth, they want to build their portfolio, so then they take that cash and put it into properties. But by the time they get to that point, they already understand what a good deal is, and what makes a good deal, and how it becomes profitable, and how to sell it, and how to look at the exit strategies, and how to look at the zero-down structures, and which way to structure it the best so that you make the most money doing it. And if you learn those things by doing the zero-down structures, then it'll be a lot easier for you to do these other types of deals. Now let's talk about rapidly appreciating markets. If you look at San Francisco, for example, it's a crazy market right now, just going nuts. And I'm not familiar with Anchorage, so maybe Anchorage is the same. This is the first I've heard of it. So I'm guessing that there's still opportunities there using lease options, because we've used these all over California. We've used them all over the United States. We've used them in the UK and Australia and in all over the place. Kazakhstan had a guy there. And so these techniques work just about everywhere, in high-end markets, in low-end markets, in rapidly appreciating markets, in depreciating markets. We used this when the bubble was happening in Florida, where it was going up 50% a year, and everybody was buying stuff as fast as they could catch it up. And it still worked, because we used the for rent method. So that's what I would first suggest before you write off working in Anchorage. Start using the for rent method, and you can learn that. I've got by going into the Auto Marketer, there's training in that shows you how to use the for rent method and flip properties that way. And there's other training videos on this blog that have that information in it. I think you're absolutely wise not to put your cash in there until you know exactly what you're doing, and you've done it before and you've made profits. People think, oh, I've read a lot of books on this, I should know how to make this, I've done all the numbers, they make sense exactly to what this guy told me I should do, and then they go and they do it, and it doesn't work out that way because they made a mistake here and there somewhere along the line. If you do that with a zero-down deal, you've lost nothing except your time. Maybe a little bit of your ego, So that's why you want to do the zero-down techniques first. Now, let's say you get into it and you suddenly decide, this is just too much work. I don't want to work in this town. let's expand and go into a different area. That's when you'd want to go to, pick another town, pick someplace in the Rust Belt or the Bible Belt or the whatever belt of the United States. Find another market, whether it's high end or low end. If you're comfortable talking to people that have $700,000 properties, work in more expensive areas. If you're more comfortable with talking to somebody who owns a $150,000 property, and they are typically less intimidating because they typically have fewer resources, and they're maybe perhaps a little less sophisticated sometimes because of their income level and the level of education, then work in those areas. There's plenty of them all across the country that you can do all this remotely simply by getting some boots on the ground to put the signs up in the yard for you and doing the work over the phone. You can also use the phone system in the auto marketer to get a phone number that's local to whatever area you want. So if I want to work if I'm in, say, Texas and I want to work in Indiana, I can get a 317 area code in Indiana phone number so that when people call me back, they call that number. And when I call them, I can call from that number so it shows up on their caller ID. It makes me look like a local, So these are things that you can use in technology that we have to make your job easier so you don't have to work locally. Anyway, I hope that answers the question. Thanks. Jim. Thanks. Jim. Thanks. Jim. Thanks. Jim. Thanks. Jim. Thanks.